we got ourselves some new news from Mujin called How a Massive K-Pop Agency Broke All US Child Labor Laws. And as a South Korean person myself, I'm not surprised by it, bro. Do you know how they like run these K-pop like agencies? These idols are groomed at like 14, like 13-year-olds. Their parents are just auditioning the kids for a chance at stardom. And then they have they work like ridiculous hours. They have no control over their lives. They're spending like 18 hours a day just grinding, learning dance choreography, singing, practicing. Their diet is literally nothing in order to keep them, you know, fucking looking anorexic, because that's like the beauty standards that they love over there. They have no control over their like privacy. Everything must be monitored. You cannot have relationships, because again, if you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, you're no longer marketable towards the billions of fucking delusional people out there that they think that they have a chance with you. But hey, let's what Mujin has to say about this.
You know, it's quite rare to find someone who doesn't know what America's Got Talent is. I mean, it's practically the best place to get yelled at in a language that you don't understand.
Okay.
British. Many people from all over the country line up in the hundreds, sometimes the thousands, just to get one chance at achieving their ultimate dream. But what if you took this concept that targets all age ranges and all demographics and
focus only on Koreans, specifically at a young age?
Used it to specifically target K-pop teen fans.
Yeah.
You get the show A2K, otherwise known as America to Korea.
Okay.
A talent show that gives American K-pop fans the opportunity.
That's crazy. There's a Melona sponsorship on this fucking fan. The fan is holding a fan. That's a Melona sponsor. This Melona is a Korean brand of ice cream. What the fuck does this have to do with K-pop? It doesn't. It's just corporations, sponsorships, capitalism, baby.
To not only compete doing something that they love, but if they win, they
JYP
get to join one of the biggest South Korean K-pop agencies on the planet. I mean, seriously, who's gonna say no to that? They would then be flown out to heaven on earth. Yes, that's right, South Korea, where all good things come from.
For sure,
much
bro.
like some of the biggest K-pop idol groups on the planet, they would get to go through slave labor. I mean, sorry, a very intense training regimen.
Dude, the things that I've heard from, you know, people that's exited the industry or people that are having mental breakdowns, these idols, these K-pop stars, the things that they have to do on a daily basis to keep in shape, it is insane. It's like military boot camp.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Even though they probably had, I don't know, tens of thousands of applicants from the entirety of the United States, the agency ended up picking the top 11 finalists and made the show centered around them. The top 5 winners would be part of the next big idol group, the first Americans to do so.
So this is interesting. The A2K, remember, this is America to Korea. This is a dream sold to America. They all have American, you know, English names, right? Kale, you know, Gina, Lexus, Camilla, whatever. So, okay. Oh, God. Yeah, I can see why drama happened here. Because internally within Korea, I don't think anyone would really speak up. But now that you're bringing like American people over to Korea and doing this shit, this is going to be a culture shock for them.
There was a concern, though. Every single person on this image is a child, a minor. Now, you might think that's normal. South Korean idols start very young, sure, but not.
And do you know why they start young? You need to be groomed, auditioning, and trained at like 12 years old. And here's the thing. That's when you start auditioning for these companies. Leading up to like 12, 13, 14, your parents are already putting you through intense lessons, private tutors, coaches, whatever, to get you talented in singing, you know, instrument playing, whatever it is. So that when you are now in the prime age, which is so weird to say, but like when you're like 13, 14, now you audition, then you go through an intense boot camp, assuming you made it into one of these, you know, K-pop industries, right? These companies. Then from the ages leading up to like 17, 18, you're just grinding and then you debut. And then these are your prime earning years, because once you turn like what, even like what, 23, 24 is probably too old. Isn't that fucked up? And that's the thing. They churn out new talent, and girls who turn like 24, 25, they're treated as if they're too old. The fans want something new, fresh, new 18, 19-year-old kids, you know, debuting, popping off. That's why, like, it's so toxic. The whole culture surrounding this shit, the job prospects after, the mental health of all these, girls and, boys who want stardom only to realize that they're just slaves to corporations. And here's the best fucking part. The best and the most sinister part about this. You think these idols are making all the money? Hell no. The agencies take all the money, bro. It is so corrupt in terms of like the distribution of the revenue created by these K-pop groups. They are not as rich as you think.
This young because someone on this image is 12 years old.
Exactly. You got to get them when they're young so you can coach them up. So when you debut 16, 17, 18, you got to get them, or else, people are going to say too old.
But listen, this might be a South Korean agency, but they are on American soil. There are laws in this country, child labor laws, that do allow them
boring
to work, but with enough breaks, a guardian looking after them, and a big importance placed.
Nah. These kids need to lock in, bro. The children yearn for the minds. You've heard that line, bro, right? Nah. These kids need to lock in. Breaks? Lock in, bro.
On their mental health, okay?
Mental health? Ain't nobody got time for mental health, bro. And that's probably why Korea also suffers from like a mental health crisis. Because, like, again, I don't know what the culture is now, but, bro, my parents and their generation and, just Asia in general, mental health doesn't exist. Don't be a pussy. Therapy? That shit doesn't exist. In North America, the Western cultures, it's all about mental health and taking care of yourself and stuff like that. Bro, we're too busy trying to fucking survive and compete with the millions of others who are doing the same shit. Trying to get the best jobs, the best schools or whatever. Mental health does not exist, and that's why probably the suicide rate is so fucking high over there.
So take a step back, buddy. Everything's gonna be just fine.
JYP.
What's this?
Uh-oh.
A lawsuit against the agency from one of those minors. Oh, who could have seen that one coming? Let's see. What are they being accused of? Child labor exploitation? Child neglect and abuse?
This is gonna be worse than Mr. Beast drama.
And unfair business practices? Huh. I was so caught off guard
Tell
by
me
this,
more.
guys, because this agency only has a good track record. It's not like in the past, they made one of their top talents eat ice cubes.
Momo from Twice, right? During Jihyo Candy Nights, Jihyo cooked chicken feet, kimchi, and fried rice. Nayeon and Jungyeon and Momo joined her to eat and discuss viewer questions. Momo revealed that she was told to lose 7 kilograms, 15 pounds before the debut, no matter what. Exactly. This is not a request. That's a fucking order. So she lost the weight in 1 week. When I was a trainee, I was told I had to lose 7 kilograms no matter what. That was the only way to be on the showcase. There was a D-Day. Yup. Again, like the beauty standards, the way that you need to keep your body in this perfect fucking shape just so that you can be the object of desire to so many lonely, desperate people who actually think that they have a chance with Momo. Everything about this is basically idol culture. It's so dystopian.
For a week because she was considered too fat. Guys, let's talk about it because it gets way worse. Get ready. Let's go.
I'm ready.
All right, so if you haven't been living under a rock and browse the internet regularly, especially Twitter, you know for a fact that K-pop has been taking over the world these last few years. Now, yeah, sure, back in 2012, the only introduction
Gangnam Style was crazy, bro. It's crazy. I think BTS really made moves. BTS definitely was able to get way more mainstream I guess highlights of Korean culture through K-pop.
people had to K-pop was Gangnam Style, timeless classic, by the way. But now it's a global phenomenon. According to Spotify, just in the last
BTS, EXO, right? EXO, what else is there? Blackpink. I think Blackpink is huge across, outside of Korea too.
5
Twice,
years, K-pop streams surged over 300.
And not only that, like Korean dramas, right? There's K-pop too, but there's also Korean dramas. Korean drama industry has been going so fucking strong. You have now new Netflix, reality TV shows like what's it called? I was gonna say Squid Game, but no, not Squid Game. I'm talking like Physical 100. That culinary chef wars, right? There's even a show called Influencer. There's a lot of like Netflix reality TV show that kind of has that like master chef kind of like formatting to really appeal to a wider audience. It's really fun to watch, actually.
62% globally with no sign of slowing down. This means that K-pop is easily South Korea's biggest export.
Damn.
Second only to kimchi, of course.
Really?
Now that's the global phenomenon right here. When it comes to fans abroad, even though it's a global phenomenon, you'll find many of them still in the Asian region.
Yep.
One country you'll always find on these lists is Japan, usually in number 1. It's no surprise,
Really?
since the whole idol industry actually originated there. Now,
Yep.
much like how in the US, where almost 85% of music is controlled by the 3 biggest music labels, K-pop is no different, being controlled by the big 4: HYBE, YG Entertainment, SM Entertainment, and JYP. Seeing how much success K-pop was having in Japan, JYP came up with an idea. In 2020, they created the show Needsy Project, a talent show in Japan to find the next idol group.
It's honestly a great concept. The way that they executed the concept and the way that they treated the contestants, obviously, it's pretty much like a war crime. But in terms of like content, this is very appealing.
The 9 winners were then used to form the group Needsy U. The idea was simple. JYP Entertainment had created so many successful idol groups.
Oh, sorry. We're talking about, this was not the TV show, right? I'm talking about America to Korea. This is like a separate instance.
They were convinced that no matter the nationality, no matter the language, if they had brought them to South Korea and trained them under the same intense training regimen, they could also become successful.
Yeah, I mean, look at Twice, and you know who one of the most, popular Twice members are? I'm probably going to butcher her name, but she's not Korean. She's Taiwanese. Tsui? I think people say Tsuyu because it just looks like Tsuyu, but it's like Tsui or something. Yeah, she's one of the most, popular members, and she's not even Korean. There's also other members who are like Japanese and basically not Korean that pops off there.
And hey, you know what? To their credit, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, Lisa, right? Lisa from Blackpink. She's Thai, exactly.
This only served to embolden JYP Entertainment and made them truly believe that they could bring in any group of people to South Korea and have them leave as idols. The next step was simple. Another country that was always beside Japan in these top 5 lists of foreign listeners of K-pop was, of course, the United States.
Okay.
Their positioning varies. This list has them in top 2, but they're typically always in top 5. What makes them especially valuable is the fact that Americans have incredible purchasing power. They'll buy all your merch. They'll buy your tickets at exorbitant prices because God bless credit cards.
American economy, baby.
The next step for JYP Entertainment seemed very straightforward. Let's recreate the success that we had in Japan, but this time in the United States under the name of A2K, America to Korea. Their local partner in the US was going to be Republic Records.
And like, even like making A2K, I'm going to assume is like a TV show. Like, it's like, they're literally doing like reality TV. Yes, there's a project to make them into idols, but also they're gonna do like TV show kind of style, like MasterChef style, to make content out of it. Again, the concept I think is good.
A label that represents many of the top talents in the US, such as Post Malone, Ariana Grande, Nicki Minaj, The Weeknd, etc., etc. This was a huge phenomenon, with auditions held in Dallas, New York, Chicago, Atlanta, and Los Angeles. They were recruiting from all over the country with promises of fame, first-class training, and the incredible achievement of being the first American-based idol group under a major South Korean talent agency.
And I mean, like, this is like a dream come true, man. A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Truly, it is for a lot of these kids who want that stardom. And I think there's something so predatory around this, right? The desperation from these kids who yearn to have the spotlight, to sacrifice anything to get there, and to have people who then take advantage of these desperate kids and, basically treat them as if there's like prisoners of fucking war, bro. It's something about this whole idol culture industry. It's just so messed up.
After 22 episodes, 6 of the final 11 contestants were picked to form the group Vicha, spelled VCHA. Most of them had ages from 15 to 17, except one of them, Kaylee Lee. She was 12 at the time.
Yep. Again, 2Ds, the younger the better for them, because that's, again, more like time that she will have to earn money when she becomes like idol ready. Because again, the life, like, how sports and sports athletes, right? They can't just be in their peak, performance years all their life, minus LeBron James. I don't know how the fuck he's doing it approaching his 40s, but most people, it's like 20s and 30s and they're gone. This is like even shorter than that. It's like basically just 20s in the year gone. There are definitely cases of like, you know, idols that are in their 30s, but are they getting all the spotlight? People always want new, fresh talent.
Filming. Yes, you're not dreaming. I mean, look at her, dude. Like, look at her. She's a child.
She's a baby.
Now, look, when it comes to K-pop idols, starting young is nothing new. 14 or 15 is standard, with some people considering 18 being too old.
Isn't that crazy? But that's what the meta is over there.
But 12 is young even by South Korean standards. It's kind of crazy. Seeing that JYP Entertainment didn't really have that much of an amazing reputation with how they treated their talents, the famed South Korean idol training regimen didn't really sound like an amazing idea for a 12-year-old. So many fans, both Western and South Korean actually, were concerned. This became such a heated topic that it prompted one of the representatives of JYP Entertainment's LA office to talk about it during an interview, saying this: "In a recent interview with Nylon, Daniel Hong, an LA-based JYP Entertainment manager, directly addressed these concerns, assuring fans that the company has been strictly following regulations set by California regarding minors working in the entertainment industry. These regulations include restrictions on working hours for minors, access to education through provided tutors, and guardian presence when needed."
Basically, none of those things are going to happen. Yeah, this is all just corporate, you know, PR talk. Do you think this is actually going to happen, though? Yeah, sure. I'm sure it will.
He was quoted saying, "That rule has been put together and followed until today, and it'll be followed until later." After the statement, the concerns about Kaylee's age were sidelined because, well, Vicha was doing pretty damn good. Not too long after winning A2K, they released a song on September 2023 titled YO Universe. It did so well that it was #1 on the US Billboard for hot trending songs. It was a massive achievement.
I wonder if it's because the song was good or it's because of the marketing campaigns of A2K Project and them launching their first song after being the top 6. I don't know.
Seeing that they haven't even debuted yet officially as a group, people were slowly starting to realize their massive potential. They ended up debuting on January 26, 2024 with the single Girls of the Year. The song was again a success, uploaded on JYP Entertainment's official YouTube channel and currently being at 10 million views.
That's pretty fucking good.
The sky was the limit for Vicha, and they were doing exactly what JYP Entertainment was hoping they'd do, attracting both fans from the US and South Korea at the same time. But of course, we're talking about the idol industry here, and the idol industry very rarely has happy endings. Their careers would run into a major roadblock not even a month after their debut, when their official Twitter account would tweet this.
Less than a month after debut?
Saying, "Information about Kaylee's further participation in Vicha activity. Hello, this is JYP Entertainment. We would like to inform you about Vicha member Kaylee's participation in upcoming Vicha's activities. Due to a health condition."
Due to a health condition. I wonder how that health condition, you know, happened. Gee, I wonder if it has to do with the way that they treat idols and literally, like, again, they're pretty much prisoners of war, man. They are.
Kaylee will be taking a hiatus from upcoming Vicha activities until further notice. We will provide further updates regarding the resumption of Kaylee's activities. We will continue to place the highest priority on our artist's health.
Yeah, now, if you actually had the highest priority of your artist's health, this would have never even happened. This is a reactive post, which is also probably hiding a lot of shit, right? Very vague. They're just saying, "Oh, we care so much about our talent's health. We're doing this for their health." If you cared about it, this would have never happened. You definitely pushed her way too fucking far.
And ask for your support in Kaylee's full recovery. Thank you.
You know what? This honestly, I'm getting flashbacks of VTuber corpo, you know, statements like Niji Sanji. You know, corpo VTubers like announcing retirements, graduation posts and, you know, other shit like that. It's all the same shit because the idol industry and like corporate brands, you know, speaking on behalf of them.
Thank you. People were of course shocked, but more importantly, they were hoping that she was okay, because by that time she was like 13 or something, right? She was really very young. But still, one couldn't help but notice that this statement was extra vague, more than usual. They said the group would continue without Kaylee, fine, but instead, fans only got radio silence. The group wouldn't really perform much anymore, but at least there will be some social media posts.
Is Kaylee posting there though? Did they delete all of Kaylee's pictures?
However, around June, all of that would change. This was the last post right here in the beginning of June, and then nothing. The only thing posted being their birthday celebrations, which is something typical.
That's actually so funny. Cause that's what Niji Sanji also did, bro. After all the fucking drama and people calling Kuro Sanji, all their corporate posts then were like merch drops and happy birthday. You know, birthday posts, like happy anniversary posts for people. This is straight up that.
For idol groups. It was the same exact thing with every one of their social media pages. Complete radio silence since June 2024 with no updates. At some point, they were meant to perform at the end of June in an event called Lollapalooza in the United States.
Holy,
their
that's a lot of
appearance
names.
was also canceled. So again, more speculation, more rumors. What was going on behind the scenes? They had crazy momentum. Kaylee had to leave, sure, but is that really enough to stop all activity?
Was it really just Kaylee? Is there something more happening? My guess is obviously something fucked up happened due to the way that they were abusing talents and the rigorous, you know, like training, if you can even call it training, probably like the military, you know, dictator like boot camp that they were going under through. And she probably just collapsed or something and is like the hospital or something. What about the other members though? Maybe they also start to speak out. Something is happening internally. They're definitely trying to cover it up.
It was only on December 7th,
Here we go.
2024, almost 10 months after Kaylee's hiatus, that fans got...
And this is recent, man. December 7th, 2024, which was, you know, about 12 days ago. Now they're coming up with this new in the lawsuit.
got some sort of an update, and unfortunately, it wasn't a happy one. KG, otherwise known as Kiera Grace Matter, one of the members of Vicha, filed a lawsuit against JYP USA, their subsidiary in the US, alleging some of the worst crimes you can ever be accused of. Most notably, child labor abuse. Now, she is still a minor. As of the end of 2024, she is 17 years old. So this lawsuit was filed by her guardian, her mother, in the Los Angeles County Court. She revealed this in an Instagram story in a statement that shocked everyone. Here's what she had to say. I filed a lawsuit because I have decided to terminate my contract with JYP Entertainment and exit Vicha after experiencing incidents of abuse and mistreatment by certain staff members. I feel it was not a good environment for my mental health and apologize if my leave disappoints any of you. I'm not in support of the working and living conditions that led a member to attempt suicide.
Yep, that sounds about right. Fucking terrible. And you know what's even more messed up if you think about it? This isn't like a one-time incident. This is happening because you have people from North America who have completely different understanding of work-life balance and what is deemed appropriate, right? In Korea, do you think that what I'm trying to say is way more incidents of shit like this probably happens in Korea, but no one speaks out against it because of the culture that exists there that pressures them to stay silent, to be just grateful that you're even given this opportunity. Like, I bet you that's exactly what's happening.
Nor do I support an environment that encourages eating disorders and has caused members to self-harm. So of course I have to censor that word because of YouTube, but yes, let's just say that one of the members was attempting to leave this planet.
I wonder if that was Kaylee.
Due to the work environment suffered at JYP Entertainment. Yeah, you think this is crazy? It gets even crazier as we go through this lawsuit. First though, let's continue KG's statement. She says, I made this decision back in May and I'm still waiting for release from my contract. I'm worried for the girls who remain in Vicha, my friends who I truly love and care for. I also realized if I remain at JYP Entertainment, I'm not able to become the artist I aspire to be as I really enjoy songwriting and production.
And you won't have any control over that. I'm pretty sure everyone just writes your own song, just fucking look pretty, dance, and, you know, just lip sync the songs.
I have accumulated a massive amount of company debt while being paid very little for the intense work and...
Sounds about right, bro. The company taking all the fucking money. They probably have to take, you know, pay out of pocket for different shit. Like, how could you be in debt? What? You're the talent making money for them. But guess what? They're not getting the money. The girls, the talent don't get the money. Just like the anime industry, bro. The production committees, they all take the money. The business corporate suits, the animators don't get paid. Very rarely do you have people that's actually making the content get paid if you're owned by an agency. That's why it's so much better to be independent, to be able to have, like, let's say a YouTube channel. You're a streamer or something. You are the talent. You are creating the content. You're getting paid proportionately. But if you're owned by someone else, the way that this gets abused is insane.
Extreme limitations on our personal lives. Although such incidents occurred, there were also beautiful moments. Alright, time to dive into this catastrophic lawsuit. Here are some of the allegations in this lawsuit against JYP Entertainment filed by KG. It starts off strong with physical and emotional abuse. Here's what the lawsuit says. On or around September 14th, 2023, so before their debut, KM, which is KG, was singled out by a dance instructor for her lack of formal dance training. The instructor, yelling in the Korean language, demanded KM repeat a single dance move hundreds of times without rest, while KM was forced to hold a squat position.
Yep, that sounds about right. In Korea, completely different attitude and culture when it comes to training. For example, when I was learning how to speed skate in Korea, you know what would happen to me? If I was going a little bit too slow, my coach would hit me in the calves with the blade cover. You know, like a skate, like a what's it called? Yeah, literally like a skate, right? You have a blade, but you also have like a sheath that covers it. I'm not sure if you've ever gone speed skating or like figure skating or stuff like that, but it's like blade cover. He would have that following me around, and if I was not performing fast enough, he would slap me in the fucking calves until I just fell. Eventually, I had to basically game it such that I faked my own fatigue to act like I was, being pushed too hard, because I knew that this is fucking crazy. And like back in school too, like the teachers beat your ass. You fuck up or something, the teachers will grab like a fucking meter stick ruler, tell you to have your hands out. They'll fucking slap that shit. Now it's definitely more changed recently, but in terms of like professional like coaching in the most like high intensity like competition environments, these kind of behaviors, it's very common, very abusive. It creates results. I can't deny that. It definitely produces results, but you gotta ask, at what cost?
KM, in visible pain and exhaustion, was denied a water break that all the other girls received. The instructor told her she could only drink water when she perfected the move. The hours of forced repetition caused KM to tear a tendon in her shoulder. The pain was excruciating, yet the company continued to force her to work through the injury, refusing to allow her adequate time to recover. KM was later sent to the hospital and received injections for her shoulder, but was expected to return to full dance training immediately.
Yeah, this wasn't to, give rehabilitation treatments. It's probably some numbing shit. Straight up. Probably injected something to numb the pain. It's like, all right, go back to fucking training.
This was not an isolated incident. Throughout her time at JYP, KM and other members of Vicha were repeatedly forced to dance and perform with severe injuries, including sprained ankles, strained muscles, and other conditions.
But to them, the coaches, the people, creating this show, it's a necessary sacrifice. You twist, and this is how you do it. These kids are literally kids. They don't know necessarily what is right or wrong, but even them, they realize this is fucked up. But this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. They can't really speak out against it. They can't really complain. Because again, they're very immature. They have no understanding of, what I guess society is really like outside, within their, childhood. They're given this once in an opportunity, lifetime dream to participate. And now their coaches are probably saying, you should be grateful. Like, this is such an important time in your life. This is a one-time thing. Give it all you got. Sacrifice. You need to sacrifice. You need to work hard. You need to work fucking hard. And some people will drink that Kool-Aid. Some people will drink that Kool-Aid because that's the only thing that I have. And it's scary to think that you'll just give up on this opportunity, right? And it's so sad. It's so sad how these kids pretty much get like brainwashed into taking this abuse, thinking that it's necessary sacrifice to achieve greatness.
KM's doctors recommended rest, but JYP Entertainment ignored these recommendations, insisting she continue performing at full capacity. During one evaluation, KM's leg injury was severe, and she asked staff if she could take it easy. She was told no. JYP Entertainment staff continued to get her multiple injections while she was expected to keep performing. So listen, just as a reminder, these are minors, okay? These are children.
Not to say that this behavior is fine if you did it to grown-ass adults, but of course, these are children.
All right, let's keep going. Unpaid labor. With 12+ hour days, KG says she was paid $500 weekly, which is far below California's minimum wage. After her time with Vicha, she shared that she owed over $500,000 with expenses stemming from the group's lavish living expenses.
What the fuck? So imagine this. Not only are you treated as like a war criminal, not only are you treated as like a prisoner of war, it's like war crimes happening to you. You then also have to pay them for that service. $500,000 in debt to get abused like that. And you know what the mentality is? Of course, to the kids, $500 a week is probably a lot of money, especially if it's, something that you can do while, you know, chasing your dreams to become an idol. So they'll probably underlook it, and they'll probably, you know, the people running this shit's probably also whispering nice things into their ears, like, you know what? All you have to do is just grind really hard. And even though the pay is, you know, not that, you know, attractive right now, once you pop off and debut, you guys are going to be all millionaires. You can pay this back so easily. Children, of course, don't have any understanding of this shit, but that's so predatory. You abuse these kids, you take all the fucking profits and you put them in debt. And what is this? Expenses stemming from the group's lavish living expenses. But hold the fuck up. Why are they paying out of pocket for this shit? Shouldn't the academy literally paying them for dormitory and food and everything? You're training these kids up so that they can fucking make money for you.
Per California labor laws, a minor is legally entitled to earn the state's minimum wage of $10.5 per hour in most cases. You know, we talk about student loans all the time, right? And these decisions are made as an adult, as an 18-year-old or older. Imagine putting a 16-year-old, right? Or a
I also still don't really completely agree with the fact that like student debt and the amount of, you know, responsibility that you've taken on is all up to you because you're an adult when you go to college. I think that's actually really twisted because you're sold that lie from a young age. Because the meta is, as you're growing up, your parents are always telling you, you need to go to college. Everyone is telling you, you need to go to university. You need to go to college. You need to get a degree. This is how you succeed in life. And of course, becoming, you know, highly educated and having a certification, whether it be a diploma, a degree, something in a market, a job market where there is, you know, actual fucking jobs available, that's a good way to do it. But we know that that's not the truth, right? We know that if you fucking go through all that shit, most likely you're going to be saddled with debt. The job market is so fucking competitive and saturated with the oncoming of layoffs and hiring freezes happening from companies. Everything is so fucked up. With the advent of AI also, more people are losing their jobs. Jobs are becoming more, you know, scarce. Now, you basically made the decision to go to college when you were 18, sure. But you were groomed into taking that path to take that money fucking out. Of course, there is an idea of self-accountability, but if you have basically brainwashed these kids into thinking that this is the only path forward, I think that's so fucking predatory. Isn't it even worse if you don't have a degree? How? Let me give you 2 examples. A stupid kid that was sold a lie and went for a bachelor's of science without realizing that the only way to do actually something with that is to go to pharmacy school, go to dental school, go to fucking med school. They couldn't get into that. Now they have $60,000 in debt, wasted 4 years of their lives, and now they're working as a barista. Let's compare the other dude. The dude was already working as a barista, doing nothing with his life, just playing video games, but worked for 4 years and probably has enough savings and more savings. Now that dude doesn't have debt, probably has some savings. I think that the person who didn't go to college in this very specific, you know, example that exists in a vacuum, right? And of course, I'm really cherry picking here of the person who went to college and wasted money and couldn't get a job. I don't think that the person that didn't go to college has it worse necessarily.
A 15-year-old or
also, I should ban this person right now. Have we seen episode 1 of FSN? You can't even read the fucking rule set, bro. So you know what? Also, this is the funniest part. All you do is post questions about, have we seen this? Have we seen that? I have one rule. It says don't do that or you go on a 2-week vacation. I'm sorry, man. You did this to yourself. Holy shit, you're retarded.
Or hell, a 12-year-old in $500,000 worth of debt when they have no idea what money even is.
You are literally switching the bull goalpost right now. First, you asked, isn't it even worse if you don't have a degree? I told you in this very hyperbolic, you know, example, where one person went to college and wasted money and is working a fucking service job versus a person that hasn't. Clearly, that's not the case. And now you're going to chase it. Is being a barista a life that ambitious people want to aspire to? That's not the topic here. That's a totally separate thing. I'm showing you an example of how going to college necessarily isn't the best choice. And honestly, I think is very worse in terms of, you know, getting fucking ready for a job market that you don't even fucking know what's going to happen in the next coming years, man.
At this point. The lawsuit says that these $500,000 are company expenses. While the agreement specifies that group living was optional, it was not presented that way to KM.
That's so fucked up. So they lied. They literally was like, oh, it's optional, but actually it's mandatory and you must do it. But the way that they, you know, suggested that was very deceitful. Therefore, you know, that's why it's so predatory.
Was pressured to live there by JYP Entertainment staff, leaving her with a fear of negative repercussions if she did not. She was told by JYP Entertainment staff, we want the girls to live together, that the group would not be successful if the girls didn't live together, that it was important for the girls to live together, and that if KM did not live with the girls, she'd be viewed in a negative way.
Look at that pressure, bro. Look at the... It's like, oh, you don't have to. No, you don't have to do this at all. But if you don't, you're not gonna get, you know, good treatment. You're gonna get left out. In fact, you should do this. You see how they pressure these kids to, you know, go to a fucking decision that they necessarily, you know, like they're providing it as an option, but clearly it was forced down their throats.
And when she agreed to JYP Entertainment's demand to live with the girls because she was reasonably afraid about what would happen if she chose not to live with them, she was not given any choice about what the group accommodations would be. JYP Entertainment...
Oh, you have a scenario where they literally force down the illusions of choice, but say, if you don't do this, you're basically fucked. Okay, I'll do it because I'm basically fucked if I don't. Okay, now, we also did not disclose, you know, your housing. We're gonna pick a 2.5 mil mansion. Rather than like, you know, pretty cheap, you know, apartment or dorm residency living, we're just gonna pick a 2.5 mil house and you're gonna pay for it.
Entertainment chose a $2.5 million house. The result of this, JYP Entertainment now claims that KM owes more than $500,000 under the employment agreement, because the exorbitant lifestyles that they fund are what JYP Entertainment uses to attract fans.
And that should be fucking company expenses. Why the fuck are you footing the bill to these teenager kids? Isn't this insane? This shit should be company expenses, investments, you know, business expenses. That should be listed under the company. You're gonna foot this bill to the kids?
So this is not new, right? Unfortunately, okay? The K-pop industry is desensitized to such things. You bring in talent, you oppress them, you harass them, you put them in terrible situations.
And here's the worst part of all, right? You oppress them, you put them into terrible situations. And do you know why they go through with it? It's because of the desperation, the dream of becoming an idol. They prey on children's fantasies about their dream life. And that's how they get away with this.
But then when they try to leave, you tell them, wait. That lavish lifestyle you've been living that you didn't ask for, well, it costs money. You owe us $500,000.
It's
you
crazy.
simply can't leave. You're ours forever. But guys, don't worry. It gets even worse.
How could it get? Oh, hidden surveillance. Oh boy. Here we go. Potential CP lawsuit incoming.
Hidden surveillance. JYP Entertainment also imposed constant surveillance on KM and her fellow group members, hidden cameras, including one in the group's dining area that on information and belief had an 8-megapixel camera with a 120-degree wide-angle lens, recorded the girls' private conversations and meals without their consent or knowledge. Again,
Yeah, like they gotta make sure that, are you eating in a caloric, you know, deficit? You gotta be in shape. What are you talking about? Are you talking bad things about the company? And we need to keep you guys, you know, make sure that you're not, you know, stepping out of line.
hey guys, listen, let me just pause this real quick. These
1 second. I wonder if they put a camera in the fucking bathroom in order to check their stool size, bro, to make sure that their digestive systems are working properly, to make sure that their diets are on track.
recorded the girls' private conversations and meals without their consent or knowledge. Again, guys, listen, let me just pause this real quick. These are minors. All right, let's continue.
Yep.
A surveillance sticker found on the ceiling of the pantry further revealed that their eating habits were being monitored around the clock. KM only discovered the cameras months after they had been installed, deepening her feelings of being trapped, controlled, and powerless. Like, tell me any other circumstance where this is acceptable. Guys, if a parent was doing this to their children, they would be considered weird, all right? But this is...
Yeah, but this is a business. It's a corporation trying to make the fucking most amount of money possible. And they're tracking eating habits. They're tracking like everything, discussions, the things that they're consuming. Because obviously, it's important that they keep a tight hold on how these idols think, how they behave, how they look.
This is a corporation with strangers, not family. It's crazy. And now this is where it gets very tragic. Mental health neglect. The lawsuit states this: Cam and her fellow group members, many of whom were underage, struggled mentally and emotionally under the constant pressure. Some of the members resorted to self-harm. Cam witnessed another member of the group spiral into a deep eating disorder, which culminated in a suicide attempt in February 2024. that member ingested 42 pills
Jesus.
of NyQuil in an event that Cam discovered when the other member began vomiting uncontrollably the next morning. Months prior, Cam and other members had brought their concerns about this particular member to JYP Entertainment.
I'm gonna assume this has to do with that Kaylee girl, you know? The 12-year-old girl that was, you know, disclosed to be going under health issues, and that's why their health is the most important priority.
Staff, but JYP staff did not seem concerned and stated that eating disorders were common.
Yeah, it's a best industry practice. If you don't have an eating disorder, then you're not gonna be a top-tier idol. How much do you care about this, guys? Do you want to be the perfect idol with the perfect like body fat percentage and look thin and attractive? Eating disorders is what needs to get to greatness, guys. Like, holy shit.
JYP concealed the member's suicide attempt from JYP's child welfare worker, Eric Winston, and other staff, instructing Cam and the other girls to lie to Eric and claimed the member went home to spend time with her family.
Bruh.
Eric since admitted on a phone call with Cam and her mother that he was not informed about the member's suicide attempt, but was told by JYP Entertainment staff that the member suffered from food poisoning. Now listen, I don't care who you are, right? Whether you're a K-pop stan, whether you're a South Korean and are used to this type of industry.
You shouldn't. This should not be the norm, but it's how twisted it is over there, man.
This cannot be excused. This is a minor, and you were lying to her child welfare worker about an attempt. Bro, that's insane to me. That's criminal. And
You know what the funniest part is? 100%, there's gonna be some retards commenting in chat of this video saying, well, what about self-accountability? They should have just walked out. They should have just never done it. I love how when we watch videos like this, and it'll also happen with the student loans things. People get so fucking weird when it has to do with like other people's downfalls and like suffering from something, and they act as if they're better and be like, huh, wouldn't have happened to me because I'm smart enough to not take on student loans. I'm smart enough to, you know, not go to these things. It's crazy that people will have this mindset of like, what is this? Victim blaming the situation and be like, where's the self-accountability? You should have never taken out those loans, man. You should have never, joined this idol group. Like, didn't you do your research before? It's just like, that is always so fucking cringe when that's like the first instinctual thing that you feel that way. And those type of people, I genuinely think are the cancers of society and the types of people who are the reason why the American dream is still a thing. Retards that think, oh, just pick yourself up by the bootstraps, man. Sigma grind, just lock in, bro. I can also be a billionaire. I'm just gonna glaze Elon all fucking day on Twitter too. How many people like that exist? So many.
I mean, imagine being a minor and being ordered to lie about this too. Like, you just witnessed this as a kid, man. Now, obviously, in K-pop, there's a lot of rumors, there's a lot of speculation, a lot of people left to do theories. People speculate that the person who went through this was
It has to be Kaylee. Who else would it be? It's the one girl that went missing.
Kaylee, the 12-year-old. Yeah, sure, it's probable, but why does it matter? We're dealing with 6 children. Whoever this happened to is tragic. It doesn't really matter who it was.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter. I just wanted to guess because, we had the missing member and it's just like they're leaving it ambiguous. Of course, it doesn't matter if it happened to any one of them. It should never happen to any one of them.
But the fact that they tried to hide it, JYP staff deserves prison time for that. And of course they felt really bad and depressed because JYP also broke labor laws in California. The girls would wake up at 7 a.m. and finish their day close to midnight, barely sleeping for 6 hours and doing it all over again the next day, not even being compensated financially for any work they did after 6:30 p.m.
Not even being compensated, bro. You need to pay them $500K in debt.
Right? They were working overtime as children and not even being paid for it. This is just catastrophic on so many levels. Around a day after the official lawsuit was filed, JYP Entertainment responded on Vicha's official Twitter page,
oh boy,
saying in regards with the recent lawsuit filed by Kiera Grace Matter, linking their statement, saying, "Dear all, this is JYP USA. We would like to address the recent lawsuit filed by Kiera Grace Matter, hereafter referred to as KG, in her public statements on social media. In May of this year, KG left the group residence and initiated discussions through her legal representatives. In response, we temporarily suspended Vicha's planned activities and engaged in extensive discussions with KG's representatives to explore potential resolutions."
You know what the resolution is? It's to fire the whole fucking staff. This culture won't disappear. You think it's one person, 1 or 2 people, bro? It's the entire fucking system. It's the whole idol culture that breeds this kind of staff. This won't go away. This will never go away. They're sorry they got caught with this. What do you mean? You know what they're gonna think? They're gonna think of ways, how do we hide this better for future, cases? How do we make sure that this type of thing doesn't happen while still abusing the talents?
However, recently, we have not received any response from KG's representatives, leaving our legal representatives awaiting further communication. We deeply regret KG's decision to file a lawsuit and make unilateral public statements containing false and exaggerated claims.
Now, I'm definitely gonna give the benefit of the doubt to the young talent, then listen to a corporation have, like a damage control statement, right? I'm sure there's definitely proof that the girls can show for, but in this video, obviously there's no proof, so it's just not like we can just believe all the girls are saying. Children are also prone to lying all the time, but I think there's a pattern of behavior of idol industries, K-pop idols being treated like so crazy that they just go under suicide. So many different data that suggests that what happened through these kids makes sense.
This action has caused significant harm to the other members of VCHA and JYP USA who have been working diligently on their upcoming album and projects for early 2025. JYP USA will take all necessary measures to ensure that neither the other members of VCHA nor JYP USA suffer further harm as a result of this matter.
AKA, we will make sure that this doesn't leak next time. Nothing will change internally, but we'll try our best to cover up better next time.
Thank you, sincerely, JYP USA.
JYP.
Doesn't this remind you of another corporation? Because I remember Nijisanji when I read this. And I guess it's no surprise. It's an idol corporation. Nijisanji looks up to such corporations and tries to mimic them. They're now blaming KG for all the misfortune that VCHA has went through. And that's what K-pop agencies do. They use this narrative to control the fans' emotions. The fans will see this and think, oh, JYP sucks, man. We shouldn't support them. But on the other hand, I love VCHA and I want the best for them, so I'll still support them anyway. But in the end, who do you think gets most of the money when you support VCHA?
JYP.
You lose either way, unfortunately. KG then responded to JYP's response, saying, in response to JYP USA's recent statement, I'm very disappointed in the company's lack of accountability. My legal team and I are fully prepared with photographic and physical evidence.
There it is. There's the proof we're talking about.
To prove my allegations are factual, not exaggerated, nor false. Thank you to the public for your unwavering support. Please treat both sides with kindness, as this is a difficult time for everyone. I will continue to fight for better treatment of K-pop idols and trainees, in which I promise to speak nothing but the truth. I hope by coming forward, other trainees, idols, and group members can be encouraged to use their voice in order to make a positive change in the K-pop industry.
And here's the really fucked up part. Most people are going to stay silent because it's their livelihoods on the line. You know what I mean? It's so tough when this is your life. Once in a lifetime opportunity to make your dreams happen, but you have to go through all the fucking abuse and you get treated like shit. And now, do you think that people just simply just gonna voice out their opinions? For the most part, unless they're pretty much burned the bridge and are disgruntled, they won't. And it's so fucked up. It's like the same thing with corporations like Amazon, running their employees like slaves. And then people wanting to let's say strike, right? You ever have just evil corpos just not paying the employees fair wages as cost of living goes up, and basically they go on a strike, and then what happens? It's some people are willing to stop striking because it's their livelihoods on the line. And then the worst part is sometimes the consumers then blame the fucking employees rather than the corporations, because now the service, the whatever service it is, right now, we have a Canada Post strike right now in Canada. Mail workers have gone on strike, and I think they've been ordered by the Canadian government to go back to work. But in these cases, you should have solidarity with the working class as they're trying to fight for better rights. But the way that capitalism is designed, the workers are the ones that you blame first rather than blame the corporations. Let's consider different situations that's more relevant to our channel. Jujutsu Kaisen, MAPPA. Right? You know about MAPPA and how they overwork their employees to the point that animators are just literally just crying on Twitter saying please save us. This is fucked up. And I gave the example when JJK was airing that, you know what? I think that all the MAPPA staff should just say fuck it, to stand up and say no, and they stop just producing JJK and have the Shibuya incident on hiatus. If that happens, what do you think the anime consumers are gonna say? Do you think that the typical anime watcher, the stupid Unga Bunga kid, fucking typing on his phone, watching another anime on 3 separate screens, arguing if Gojo Satoru could beat, fucking Anya from Spike's Family, do you think that person is going to be blaming MAPPA for their shitty work-life balance and the way that they treat their employees? Or do you think that they're gonna blame the animators that's gone on strike? You see how this lines up? It's so twisted.
Signed, KG. So look, overall, the K-pop community is actually on her side. As I mentioned in the intro of this video, JYP is known for this. All of the big four in K-pop, unfortunately, are known for this. But
yeah, and do you know why they're the big four? Because they're known for this. Because this produces results. And what is results at the end of the day? Reaping in as much as fucking money from the talents and making these talents be trained as if it's a military boot camp to just execute greatness at the cost of everything.
South Korea is desensitized to such things, and Japan has similar culture to South Korea, so when they went to Japan to get that group to work for them, it still worked. But it's not gonna pass in America, where you can literally sue for the smallest inconvenience, okay? So massive respect to Kiara for...
Yeah, North America definitely has more free will. They're more outspoken. They're more individualistic. They will stand for their own rights. Culture in Asia, right? Japan, Korea, and the like. Very collectivist mindset, kind of told not to, speak out, place your head down and don't make, a noise for other people. And then you have this culture of giving respect to elders and always never questioning the authority. You have this, combine that again with the desperate kids who just want a chance because everything is so competitive over there, and then a chance to become the star idol. Of course, it breeds the perfect environment where corporations are able to get away with abusing talents because no one will speak up.
Doing this. Look, overall, this has massive implications for the K-pop industry, especially abroad, right? A lot of the revenue generated by these agencies are outside of South Korea. So the fact that JYP's American subsidiary is now embroiled in an incredibly crazy lawsuit in the Los Angeles County Court, I mean, this can change everything, especially with these insane allegations. I'll keep you updated when updates come out, but I just hope that all the members of VCHA can move on with their lives in peace. And I do wish that this industry could regulate itself already and stop being literal slave labor. Thank you so much for watching until the very end. I really, really appreciate it. I love you, and please stay safe and don't join a K-pop agency, okay?
Pretty much.
See ya. Mwah.
And there you have it. The twisted reality that is idol culture. Would you ever imagine that after looking at a picture like this, that these girls are just being tortured behind the scenes? They probably took like 7 separate pictures because in order to wipe away the tears or, to make this look perfect as possible, man. Never trust what you see. There's so many things that goes on behind the scenes. And this is just one example, man. This is simply one example of many, many, many different cases that happen in idol industries. And all those examples will never be talked about because, again, they're not North American. They exist within Korea or Japan or whatever. And if they speak out against it, it's their entire livelihood on the line. They're incentivized to say nothing and take the abuse. It's so twisted. It preys on the hopes and the desperation of children, but that's what gets the money rolling, I guess. Here's a link to Mr. Mujin's video. Please go check his channel out. I love his content. It's just so... Well, I don't want to say juicy or drama-like because this is basically, like this example is fucking terrible. But I love the way that he does his storytelling on relevant, topics around the world.